1 year. One single date. 380. It's not as popular as 476 in history books. It's not a headline moment like, Rome burned, it's over, ashes everywhere. But let me tell you this, if 476 is the dramatic final scene that shatters Europe, then 380 was the big plot twist that rewrote the whole script. Because what happened in 380 wasn't just a decision by Rome. It was Rome rewriting its identity. And when an empire's identity changes, everything changes. Laws, power balances, who is a friend and who is an enemy. Even the right versus wrong list inside people's minds. The backbone of what we call Western civilization today is shaped, often without us realizing it, not just by 476, but by this date, 380. So what happened that year? First, imagine a quick scene. Think of the old Roman Empire like a massive international corporation. For centuries, different departments, different cultures, hundreds of different gods, all working under the same roof. Do you know what Rome's superpower was? Flexibility. The state's attitude was basically, you worship that god, the other guy worships this one, fine. Pay your taxes, don't break the order, and the rest doesn't concern me. That's why Rome grew this huge. Because when it came to belief, it could say, okay, you belong too. But then, the system started to crack. 3rd century crises, civil wars, economic collapse. Look, when things go bad, people don't go searching for freedom. People search for security and meaning. And right in that gap, Christianity stepped in. Not just as a faith, but as a social network. It didn't just tell you, believe. It gave you a community, solidarity, a sense of we. Now we get to the point where the rules of the game change. The year is 380. Emperor Theodosius slammed his fist on the table and declared a specific interpretation of Christianity as the empire's official line. Let's put it simply. The state said, all right everyone, there's one truth now. And that truth is my truth. That meant religion was no longer a personal preference. It was a state issue. And when the state makes something official, what happens? It instantly becomes a gateway to money, careers, prestige, and power. And that's where the dominoes start falling. Domino 1, legitimacy. Before, power was decided by the question, who's stronger? Now the question changed. Who's more religious? Who's on the right side? And believe me, fights over truth are more dangerous than fights over land, because land can be shared, but the one truth can't. Domino 2, institutions. Rome had its senate, its governors, its bureaucrats. But now a new player entered the stage, the church. Bishops weren't just religious leaders anymore. They started acting like mayors, judges, even governors of cities. And this is a critical detail. Why? Because when the central state collapsed in 476, people already had an institution ready to hold on to. Spoiler, that became the backbone of medieval Europe. Domino 3, the culture war. Rome didn't destroy every temple overnight and hit reset, but the atmosphere changed. The language of public life changed. Symbols changed. Ceremonies changed. And when diversity used to be Rome's strength, in a crisis, it started to feel like a threat. If you're not like me, you're a potential enemy. That mindset pushed internal tensions higher across the empire. Now, don't misunderstand us. We're not saying Rome fell because of 380. History isn't that simple. What we are saying is this: 380 changed Rome's rules of the game. In the 476 video, what did we say? Borders collapsed, the army fell apart, trade ended, and in that collapse, the answer to, so who rules us now, had already been prepared by 380. The central Roman building fell, yes, but the software inside it kept running. That's why Rome didn't die. It changed shape. Before we end, picture 2 different posters in your mind. Poster 1, a polytheistic, multi-voiced Rome, messy but flexible. Poster 2, a society locked around one identity, more rigid but more clearly defined. 380 was the transition between those 2 posters. If 476 was a year of collapse, 380 was a year of direction change. One says the system collapsed. The other says the soul of the system changed. So, what do you think is the real power that holds an empire together? An unbeatable army? A strong economy? Or the shared story people believe in? Let's debate it in the comments. See you next time!